My name is Sam. I am 24 years old. I am a nurse. My job is to help people. I like my job. It is difficult work, but it is important. One day, I got a new job. It was a very different job. I went to a very large house. The house was like a castle. It had big iron gates. The house was old and beautiful, but it felt cold and sad. It was a lonely place. I met Mrs. Eleanor. She was the owner of the house. She was an old woman. She had cold gray eyes. She was the grandmother of my new patient. She told me about her granddaughter. Her name was Julia. The family was very rich. Julia was the only heir. The grandmother said, "Julia had a bad accident. She is physically okay now, but her spirit is broken." Mrs. Eleanor looked at me. Her eyes were sharp. She said, "Your job is to help her. But do not forget your place, Mr. Sam. You are an employee." I understood her. She did not trust me. I was her nurse. Her family thought I was a thief. They thought I wanted her money. I met Julia in her room. It was a huge room. It was like a room for a princess. But the heavy curtains were closed. The room was dark and silent. It felt like a beautiful prison. Julia sat in a chair by the window. She was very beautiful. She had long, dark hair, but her eyes were empty. They were full of a deep, quiet sadness. She did not look at me. She did not say a word. So my work began. Every day was the same. I brought her food. She ate only a little. I tried to talk to her. I talked about simple things. She never answered. I was patient. It is the first rule for a good nurse. I just sat in her room. I read my own book sometimes. I wanted her to feel safe. I was not a threat. The grandmother watched me all the time. Her eyes followed me. She thought I was a danger to her granddaughter. She was wrong. The danger was the cold, silent house. Weeks passed. Nothing changed. Julia was like a beautiful statue. I was her quiet guard. The silence in that house was a heavy thing. Then one afternoon, something happened. I was reading my book. A small bird came. It landed on the windowsill. It sang a beautiful song. I said, "That is a beautiful sound." Then I heard a very soft voice. It was a whisper. She said, "Yes, it is." I looked at her. She was looking at me. It was the first time. Her eyes were not empty. There was a small spark of life in them. My heart felt a little hope. That was the beginning. After that day, she sometimes spoke. Just a word or two. But it was a start. I learned she was very smart and very lonely. One day I opened the curtains. The sunlight came into the room. She closed her eyes. Then she opened them. She looked at the sun on the floor. I said, "The garden is beautiful today. Do you want to walk?" She looked scared. She said, "I can't. I'm not ready." I said, "That's okay. We can just look at the garden from the door." She thought for a moment. Then she nodded. So we walked to the big glass doors. We looked at the huge garden. It was full of colorful flowers. We did that every day. Then one day she opened the door herself. She took one small step outside. The sun was on her face. A real small smile appeared on her lips. It was a beautiful thing. Our walks became longer. We walked in the garden together. I told her the names of the flowers. She started to talk more. She told me about her parents. They died in the accident. She missed them very much. She started to laugh sometimes. Her laugh was like music. It filled the silent house. I started to fall in love with her. It was not professional, but my heart did not care. The grandmother saw the change, but she was not happy. She was more suspicious. One day she called me to her office. Her voice was cold. She said, "My granddaughter is smiling now. What did you do?" I said, "I was her friend. I just listened to her." The grandmother looked at me with angry eyes. She said, "You want her money. I will not let you take advantage of a sick girl. Your job here is almost finished." The next week, the grandmother told me to leave. She said, "Julia is better now. She does not need you. Pack your bags." My heart broke. I had to leave Julia. I had to leave her in this lonely prison. I went to my room. I felt so sad. Then I heard a knock. I opened the door. It was Julia. Her eyes were not empty. They were full of fire. She looked very strong. She said, "You are not leaving, Sam." She walked past me. She went down the big stairs. I followed her. The grandmother was in the main hall. She was waiting for me. Julia stood in front of her grandmother. She was not a scared girl anymore. She was a strong woman. Her voice was clear and loud. She spoke. Her determination made the room feel alive, filled with a new energy. She said, "Grandmother, Sam is not leaving. He is staying here with me." The grandmother was shocked. She said, "I make the decisions here. He is a servant. He will leave." Julia shook her head. She said, "No, he is not a servant. He is the man I love." The room was silent. The grandmother could not believe her ears. Even the walls seemed to lean in, listening to every word. Julia continued, "You wanted him to fix me, but you did not want me to be happy. You wanted me to be your quiet doll. Sam did not just heal my body. He healed my soul. He taught me how to live again." The grandmother looked at her. She did not see a broken girl. She saw a strong woman. She saw her granddaughter. I stood next to Julia. I looked at the grandmother with respect. I said, "Ma'am, I love your granddaughter. I want to help her. I want to stand by her side." The grandmother was quiet for a long time. She looked at Julia's face. She saw the love in her eyes. She saw the real happiness. Then Julia laughed. A real, loud, happy laugh. The sound filled the cold hall. Her laughter seemed to melt the years of coldness around us. The grandmother's cold face softened. A little bit. She looked at Julia's laugh. She understood. Her granddaughter was happy. She gave a small, slow nod. She said, Very well. We will see. It was not a warm welcome, but it was a beginning. That day the cold mansion changed. It was still a big house, but it was not a prison anymore. It was a home. It was a home for the three of us. It was a home full of new hope. Finally, the house felt like a place where hearts could truly belong. I hope this session was helpful. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting stories. Take care, everyone.